afternoon. It's Shirley with Spirit of Matter, and this is a special broadcast where I want to give a spotlight to a researcher who is doing, well, it's not, I don't think he is an astrologer, but he's doing research on earthquakes as affected by the planets. And unfortunately, there has been a very big earthquake in Afghanistan, 6.3 magnitude, over 2,500 people dead in Afghanistan, and it seems to kind of not catch the eye of people. I don't know if it is a natural disaster or a natural disaster, so I cannot say what I don't know, but this happened. This is from 21 hours ago, and I just want to kind of put the spotlight on this because it seems like nobody is covering this, and people are just very concerned with something that is concerning, but this is also very important, and if there can be help to the people, and if I hear about something, that I will update people before fun. So try to communicate with people that know people, okay, people that know the people, so it better chances that the resources get into the right place. We should be, the public eye, the global eye should be following this event, should be following to see that they're not turning this to another Maui, which I suspect they may try to do, as is happening in the Middle East region. So the public eye, the public awareness should be tending to that. And in a more general level, the researcher that I give the spotlight on is Frank Hugelbeerts, and he has developed a software named SSGOS, and this is the Twitter, and they also has a YouTube episode, YouTube series. I'm trying the website here. Yeah. So you can follow this person for more on natural and natural disasters and their association with the planets. Again, this person, I think, is not an astrologer, but he's looking at the effect of planets on the Earth. I want to also say on a personal note, I never spoke about this because it was just not the time, but of my many endeavors, I also participated in a person that woke up one day with an equation, and we tended to many things, amongst which we tended to climate stuff, okay? And I did have some very basic understanding, basically through watching simple Feynman videos, and connected them with some data about how does an earthquake happen, as well as a notion that there's certain predictions that we can make astrologically about the topics. And that was very much the more scientific, like how do the planets gravitationally affect the Earth. I did not get to bring this research into fruition. I also had to part ways with the researcher. So that is a part of this. And why I'm telling you this is that just like in chaos theory, when it was just born in the 70s, the 80s, nobody wanted to allocate research fundings for researchers. And one of the applications of chaos theory is basically that little gadget where you put inside the people who had a heart attack or heart problems, or if they had problems with the heartbeats, okay, then it fixes the it's not a monitor, it fixes the heartbeat by intervals that are computed in a plain approximation of a chaotic system. And this is the application, this life-saving application. Of course, weather is also could be life-saving application. Unfortunately, we see it being used to engineer unnatural disasters. But yeah, and the thing is that nobody wanted to allocate money for these researchers because the field of study was too vague. And if I go back to Feynman also had a lot of problems bringing probability into the modeling of light and understanding quantum mechanics through the workings of light as a dual particle wave. And that introduced us to probability, which was very difficult for people to accept because they wanted science to be, very specific. And so, both in Feynman case, both in chaos theory, it was so much so that people did not have research fundings. Unfortunately, for quantum and light wave gravitational, there were other issues that we would later apply particle wave stuff to, and radiation. And so he got his funding eventually, but the chaos theory suffered tremendously. People risked their reputations. People did not want to have a patronage, and if you don't have patronage in academia, you can't go on. Okay, you cannot have a thesis, you cannot have a PhD if somebody doesn't vouch for you, like in crime organization. Okay, it's nothing intellectual about this. Yes, it is good to have somebody that checks, that give you notes, that checks, and you say, okay, we need some sort of a discourse, a scientific discourse. But if it's so much so that we cannot have entrepreneurial research and not have resources allocated into developing the science ethically, then things will always have to go on the roundabout of being unethical. And this researcher is doing a pioneering work in combining basically what I wanted to do, he's doing, which is looking at earthquakes and looking at planetary positions. So for those of you who are astrologers, you will find probably a lot of interest in his work. And for us as astrologers, we can complement the work because we understand also the mythical, the spiritual facets of it, and that gives us another layer of the prediction. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to kind of bring up and kind of introduce. I haven't had a lot of time to do my own research and development in the past years. I've been surviving quite some stuff, and I guess it's on the Aries thing where you one of these people that were exposed to corruption, and when you're exposed to corruption, it's not one case, it's a whole system, and I had to allocate time and resources to deal with that. So I'm very grateful that there are people that are tending and looking into this. And yes, the scientific community is all the time bring him down, but wait, listen and see, because this person did manage to predict quite some events. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.